Jimmy with Bentley Ridge Tree Farm here. A question we get asked a lot on a seasonal basis is, what do I do with my yard? Is there a program I can do? What needs to be done to my yard? Are there steps? What do we have to do to make it work? I want my yard to look good, but I don't want to put a lot of maintenance in. The general answer is there is no one-size-fits-all program that will work, but today we're going to kind of go through 4 different times of the year that are going to be important and some products that you could be using at those time frames. The first window we're going to look at here is the early spring. The question that comes up every spring is, do I put down grass seed or should I just focus on a pre-emergent? And that is a very good thing to kind of bring up right off the bat. If you are doing a pre-emergent in your yard, regardless of the brand that it is or the situation that it is, most pre-emergents are not going to allow grass seed to germinate. Now, I'm going to show you what we use out here as our pre-emergent. This is a Fertilizer product, crabgrass preventer plus lawn food, so it does have some fertilizer attributes in it there. But one of the main ingredients of this one is a product called Dimension. And Dimension is very important when you're looking at crabgrass prevention and dandelions and things like that, as it allows you to put it down up to 4 weeks later than your typical pre-emergent. Usually in the March, April timeframe is when you'll be looking to put your pre-emergent down. You typically want to get a pre-emergent down before the crabgrass and dandelions will start to germinate. Dimension does allow you to get some of those crabgrass and dandelions to start small, and it will take care of some of those, allowing you to put it down a little bit later. If you go with this product, though, again, you do not want to put grass seed down as it will not allow it to germinate. A couple other products here that I want to show are going to be just your typical grass seed. We carry this Antelope brand. It's from United Seeds. It's a Nebraska-Iowa blend. Very fond of this product. 0% weed seed in it. Tends to take very, very quickly. If you are looking at grass seeds, avoid some of the big brand labels there, as some of these off-brands, as I might call them, or local companies are going to be significantly better. So very, very pleased with this brand in particular with United Seed or Antelope there. Very good product. If you are wanting to put grass seed down in the spring, you need to use a product like this Scott's one here. This is a Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. It is a very unique product because it does prevent crabgrass and dandelions from germinating. It helps jumpstart the new seed that you might be putting down, and it feeds your pre-existing seed. So if you're overseeding in the spring or putting it down on a new area, it can be very effective at kind of combating all of the above. Now, anytime you're getting into some of these products that are going to be 3-in-1s or multiples there, you might not have as effective of coverage as you would with just a typical pre-emergent. Next, we're going to be looking at the early summer time frame. The next time frame that we're going to be looking at here is the early summer or late spring, depending on how you look at it. This time of year, your pre-emergent's starting to wear off, your initial fertilizer starting to wear off. It's a really good time frame to be looking at both weed control and a good fertilizer to use in your yard. Again, we carry this product here, another Fertilizer brand one. This one is called For All Seasons, as the name kind of suggests. You can use this about any time of year. It is a lawn food plus crabgrass preventer and weed preventer in there as well. So some of those crabgrasses that may have popped up after your pre-emergent wears off, this product is going to help control those. It's also got a good amount of nitrogen and potassium in there just to kind of feed the yard and get it looking green and looking good through that middle part of your season there. However, if you don't want to go with kind of the 2-in-1 product, there are going to be several other products that you can kind of look at using here too. Another one that we kind of like is a granular form from Scott's. This is just your typical weed control for lawns. Just kills weeds. That's all it really does. Very effective product in that regard. Again, when you're looking at some of these multiples of the 2-in-1 or the 3-in-1 products, sometimes these ones that are specifically calibrated to only do one thing are going to be a better product for you. Now, if you do go with a product that only controls weeds, then you can also look at using like a liquid turf builder fertilizer there. This type of product, you're able to just spray on your yard, attach to a hose, and fertilize your yard that way. So that's another product that you can be looking at in kind of this mid-spring to early summer time frame. The other one that I'm a really big fan of here to consider using is going to be Weed Beater Ultra. So this is a Bonide product. I am very fond of this one. This is going to be a weed control as well. You can spray it on your weeds. It will kill the weeds, but it won't kill the grass. So in situations where you might be using like a Weed Beater Ultra, this is very effective because you can spot treat. So if your pre-emergent's been working very well, everything's been doing what you need it to do, yard's looking good, but you're just noticing a few weeds popping up here and there, great product to use. In my case, I actually carry a spray bottle like this on the back of my mower. When I'm mowing, I just hit them as I see them popping up. So really good product, can be used any time of the season, very effective there as well. The next thing we're going to kind of be looking at is your midsummer heat of the season. What do we do at that point in the season? The next time frame that we're going to kind of be looking at here is the summer time frame. So this is going to be the July into August window that we kind of need to pay attention to. The biggest thing that you want to look at this point in the season is weed control. Fertilizer also important, but like here in Iowa, we experience quite a bit of droughts at this point in the season. Don't underestimate what watering can do for your yard at this point in the season. So even though that's not a technical step, watering is very, very beneficial to be doing at this point in the season. Again, products that we can look at though for this point in the season in specific here would again be that for all seasons. If you have quite a few weeds that are popping up in your yard and you just want a general fertilizer, this is going to be another great product. Again, as the name suggests, any point in the season it can be great. So this could be your step 2 and your step 3. If you're looking at the yard, everything's doing pretty good, you don't have many weeds popping up there, then you can also look at doing just a lawn food. So this one doesn't have any weed preventer in it, but it is going to work very effectively at getting your yard fertilizer. This does include iron as well. Looking at what iron can do for your yard, iron is a micronutrient that helps with the greening aspect of your yard. It's a major component in chlorophyll, and it will help with the overall greening aspect of your yard. It also prevents chlorosis, which is the yellowing of plant material. You can see that in grasses, you can see that in plant material or trees. It's another good one too for greening up lawns and shrubs and anything. So a product like this or one in a granular form can be used to spray on your yard, spray on your shrubs, spray on everything, especially middle to end of the summer window there. This is a great product to be considering. Another thing to consider in kind of the step 3 program here where you're looking at just using the lawn food is still doing spot treatment on your weeds. Now, another product that I like quite a bit is this Bio Advanced All-in-One. It is a lawn weed and crabgrass killer. It's very similar to that Bonide one as well. Sometimes it's a good idea to mix up the active ingredients that you're using to make sure you're not getting weeds that are resistant to a specific chemical. But this is going to be a really good one that controls several hundred different varieties of weeds in your yard. Again, won't kill your grass, but a good one to kind of use as a spot treatment. Or if you're noticing weeds kind of popping up throughout the yard as a whole, it can be sprayed broad spectrum over the entire yard as well. If you missed a couple of the steps earlier, or you're just seeing crabgrass popping up like crazy, this next product here, this Extreme Crabgrass Killer, is a very good one to keep in mind. This in specific here is going to kill large crabgrass. Every other crabgrass preventer that we've been looking at helps prevent the crabgrass from emerging, helps take care of it when it's very small, but it won't actually kill the large crabgrass. It might diminish the overall size of it and kind of help with diminishing it, but this one here is actually a large crabgrass killer. So this is another good product to mix in with your other weed killers during the summer months. So the fourth step in this general program that we're kind of looking at is the fall into the winter time frame. Couple different products that you can be looking at here. One of my favorites is going to be triple super phosphate. Phosphorus is going to be very important in root development. Getting grass prepared for the winter time can involve making sure that the roots are very healthy and happy going into the next season. That's where a product like this, or a product with the fertilizer there of that middle number being very high, is something that you could be looking for to make sure that that grass is prepared for the winter months and can kind of come out that next spring very strong. Another just general product to look at too is just a typical winterizer. Again, ours is Fertilome brand here. There's a lot of different winterizers out there. I actually kind of look at putting this one down in the Thanksgiving time frame, very, very late in the season. It's not really going to do a whole lot for your yard this year, but it is going to help your yard get a huge jump start in that next season. Another thing that you might look at in this window is, do I want to go with the winterizer, or if you're going earlier in the season, should I go with something more like the crabgrass preventer or the for all seasons? It all depends on what your yard's kind of showing you. So step 4, even though you could just do the winterizer, you could just do the phosphorus, again, one of our main emphasis here is going to be weed control. The other thing that you kind of want to look at too in the fall is overseeding. You don't want to be putting down that preventer and things like that. The overseeding time frame is typically the fall. It's cooler, weeds are less likely to germinate. It's a great time to be getting grass seed down. So again, fall is my prime time to be doing grass seed and overseeding. Unless you have bare patches, you could look at the spring, but that's another part to kind of look at in stage 4 here, is getting your yard ready for new seed that following season. 2 other products that I just want to hit on here real quickly. These aren't necessarily part of the STEP program, just good products to have on hand. First one here is gypsum. Gypsum, very important, helps break down soil, helps break down clay. Very good product there. The reason I'm bringing it up right now, though, is a lot of people with dogs mention that they have brown spots in their yard. Gypsum is a urine neutralizer, so this is a good product to have on hand if your dog is urinating in the yard. You can spread gypsum just over those areas or on the yard as a whole to help eliminate the effect of urine on the soil there. The other product that I kind of want to look at is Milorganite. Milorganite is a very gentle fertilizer. It's a 640. It's a naturally occurring byproduct from Milwaukee. But this one here is a very slow release fertilizer. It can be applied, I think, up to 4 times a year on your yard. And it's a very good one if you're just looking for a little boost in the yard throughout the season, or you're looking to just put some general nutrients back in the yard. Milorganite's a great one to consider and very cost effective. To recap here, there is no one-size-fits-all 4-step program that's going to work for everybody's yard. But the things that we went over here today are March to April timeframe, really focus on pre-emergent or getting grass seed down and using a pre-emergent or seed starter that's going to be appropriate and allow seed to germinate. The next step being in that April to May window there, where you're going to focus on weed control, focus on a slow release fertilizer, make sure that your yard is taken care of. This could include spot treatments of weeds. This could also include broad spectrum treatments of weeds. The third step in the program is going to be that general maintenance, looking at that summer window there, that July into August timeframe. At this point in time, weed control is the precedent. This is what you mainly want to focus on. At this point too, again, don't underestimate what water can do in your yard to really green it up. But weed control, spot treatments, broad spectrum, a lot of different products you can use there. Also, you might want to diversify your products up so they're not using the same chemical every time on your yard. So that is your third step. The fourth step is kind of your late fall into the winter time frame. This is, again, my opportunity to do your overseeding to get new grass seed down on your yard. This is a prime opportunity. It's also an opportunity to get your seed and stuff started for the next season and get it off to a really strong start with a winterizer or adding phosphorus to the yard to help with the root structures so that they'll be stronger and better for the upcoming season.